Hi folks, welcome back to another video. So it's been a bit of a flat grey day here today, so I've decided to come out and do some woodland photography. A bit in the vein really of when I went down to Cop Valley, not so much the bigger landscape views as more the smaller, more intimate details. I did say in that video that you could do that kind of thing pretty much anywhere, woodland, beaches. It's just that particular day I've chosen to use a beach area. But with that in mind, this evening I have come out to Tehidy Woods, which, as I'm sure many of you will know, is a country park here in Cornwall, and at one time was owned by the Bassett family. You'll know who the Bassett family are because when we were up on Carnbury recently, there's the Bassett monument dedicated to Sir Francis Bassett, the landowners of this area for many, many years. Now, the objective today, as I said, is the smaller, more intimate details. I've not come with the intention of shooting any kind of bluebells or anything like that. Although there are a few around. I don't know if you can see them behind me. I don't think the camera will pick it up particularly well, but yeah, there's a couple of bluebells there. There are small pockets of bluebells, but it's certainly not developed yet to the extent that I was hoping for, where I can come out and do a video specifically on shooting bluebells in the woods. I don't really have that much of a plan for this shoot. One of the things I am looking to try and get is ferns in different states of development, coming out of their winter slumber. Maybe hopefully some that are still tightly rolled, some that are slightly unfurled, some that are fully unfurled, and you know, lovely vibrant greens. So we're going to have a little wander around and see what we can find. And so that's the only plan I've got. Beyond that, it'll be anything else that really takes my attention. I don't know if you can hear the noise here in the background. If I come around, you might be able to see. I don't think you can actually. Down there behind me, the fabulous Rogue Theatre have got a production going on at the moment. So we're going to avoid the area that they are in. We are going to try and get off the beaten track a little bit, get away from the more popular spots and see what we can find. So let's go and see what we can find, and hopefully we'll have an enjoyable evening. So here we go, folks. I think I found my first composition, as you can see, down here somewhere. There's the camera set up. What I've got here is a fern that is still quite a tightly wound bud at the top. I don't actually know what the technical name for it is. I'm completely useless with trees and plants and flowers are concerned. I know it's a fern, I know a bluebell, I know a snowdrop. Don't get any more technical than that, I'm afraid. Anyway, what I've got is I think there is a bluebell in the composition, but it's slightly out of focus, so that's absolutely fine. But I've got a nice tightly wound fern, which is still yet to unfurl, with a nice background that's just dropping away. I'll flip you around so you can have a little look at that on the back of the camera. One of the most important things I do have to say is when you're doing any kind of photography, but particularly woodland photography, when the bluebells are coming out, try as best you can not to disturb them. You know, where I am at the moment, there's a clear path into where I'm standing. I've put my bag down in a spot where there's nothing but dead leaves and some branches on the ground. There's no bluebells there. Just be really, really careful not to disturb the undergrowth and the wildlife. the composition comes second to the photo. The image, you can find another image somewhere else. You don't have to destroy the plants to get the shot that you're looking for. Anyway, let's have a look at the shot that I've got set over on the back of the camera. So there we go, there's the composition that I'm working with. As you can see, there's a couple of bluebells in the images, but they are not particularly sharp, I can tell you that now. My main interest is in getting your attention onto that tightly furled fern. And if I actually come up across the top, that fern right there is the one that we're dealing with. As you can see, that bluebell is quite close to it, so I can't really do very much about that. But I think that actually works with the image. So I will take that image and then I will pop that up on the screen, and then I will continue to have a little look around and see what else there might be in this particular area. So here's that first image. As is often the case with this kind of more intimate woodland photography, you generally don't have to move very far to find another composition, and that's exactly the case here. I've literally just walked around the clump of trees that I was at just now where I shot that first image, and I've set the camera up just there, look. And I'll buzz you around and show you what I'm looking at in a moment. Again, along the whole kind of don't do any damage, I've had to be very careful in how I position the tripod to make sure I'm not damaging any of the ferns or flowers or anything else. So I'm looking for gaps to be able to put the tripod legs into, and then work my composition around how I can actually set the camera up, rather than just wade in and set the camera up and take the photo regardless. So always do consider, keep in mind that the image is secondary to actually protecting the wildlife, the plant life, whatever it might be. You can find another image somewhere else. You don't have to destroy the place. But let's have a look at this image that I've just taken. So there is that image on the back of the screen. And this particular photo is going to be a photo stack. I've already taken the images. I've taken 4 individual images, so that's 4 images for each of the ferns that are unfolding there, to make sure that they are nice and sharp. But I particularly like the way that they're there in a little group. You've got the ivy there around them, and then coming up out of that right-hand corner, you've got a fern that is already open and growing away. And I thought that worked really well. I mean, there's quite a little cluster here. There's some more just there, look, and there you can see over the top of the camera. That's the little group of ferns that I'm looking at. So that's somewhere in there. So there's some more ferns here in the foreground. There's some bluebells around, but the bluebells at the moment are very, very patchy, just little clusters of them in places. So we won't worry too much about that today, as I do want to do a video on bluebells when they're out in more quantity, really. So yeah, that's that particular image. I will pop that one up on the screen for you. I do have another image I've taken from this little bit here, but it's a little bit more difficult to show you, so I'll pop that one up on the screen afterwards as well. It just took a little bit of fiddling to get exactly where I wanted to be, and to make sure that I didn't damage anything. So I don't really want to go back into there to potentially step on something, but I'll pop that image up on the screen immediately after this one. So really quite pleased with those first few images that I've managed to get here this evening. I did have a little bit of a look around there to see if there was anything else, but I couldn't find anything that really took my attention, so we'll move on another location within the woods and see what else we can find. I think one of the most important things when you're doing this kind of more intimate photography is to really slow down, and don't rush. Have a good look around, and work small areas at a time. Don't try and take in the whole woodland at once. If you concentrate on small areas at a time, Stop regularly, have a good look around, check what's around you, and look up as well, because quite often when you look up there can be some beautiful compositions of the branches above you crossing over the paths and what have you. So always worth slowing down. One of the things that I used to be guilty of was just rushing in and taking photos, and one of the things that really helped me to get over that and to slow down was actually using a tripod and using the live view on the back of the screen, because it meant that I had to slow down and pay more attention to what I was doing. So if you're one of those that does rush in and just take photographs, just try the whole slow down, slow everything down, take your time, have a good look around, see what you can find, which is exactly what we're going to do now, because there's nothing much more in this little area. So we'll crack on and see what else there is. Now, one of the things that I wanted to stop off and show you while we're here today is this magnificent twisted beech. Isn't she a beauty? She is just absolutely gorgeous. Now, I don't know how it ended up like this, and I'm sure many people walking past here over the years have stopped and wondered how this happened, but I've not a clue. I've read theories of that things to do with wind and twisting it as it grew from a young sapling, but I genuinely couldn't tell you. I have shot this particular tree here before. We're not going to do so today, and that's because this image works best when you've got some mist, because it gives that background a nice degree of separation. And as we don't have that right now, it's just the background becomes messy, detail of the tree becomes lost in the background. But if you get a nice misty day and that background just drops away and softens everything, then this makes a fantastic subject. And it's like I said, I've shot this before, and I'll pop an image of that on just now so that you can get an idea what I'm talking about. So as I was wandering down the path here after looking at that beautiful twisted beech, I've just spotted these here in the undergrowth. I believe these are snowdrops, although I'm sure if I'm wrong somebody will correct me in the comments, but that's not an issue. I did tell you I'm absolutely useless where plants are concerned. So I've taken an image of these. I've done it as a portrait version. See if I can get that up on the back of the screen for you to have a quick look at. Let's see, camera doesn't want to. So yeah, there's the composition that I've worked with. Let's have a look here. There we go. I think that looks quite nice. I think the nice soft background on there with the white of the flowers just coming out of that bottom corner. I think it looks really nice. So I'll pop that up on the screen for you to have a look at now. So anyone know what these are? I haven't got a clue, quite honestly. I mean, I probably will once I get home and I can look it up, but at the present time, I've absolutely no idea. But I was just walking down the path after shooting those snowdrops, and I saw this on the side here in the undergrowth. There they are, look. So I thought it was worth stopping to take a shot of. Now, again, these I've had to photo stack, and that is because those flowers are all at different distances from the lens. So without photo stacking it, it's going to be difficult to get that all completely sharp right the way through. So it's been a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 images, maybe 7, that I've taken in order to try and get the sharpness across that. My laptop is absolutely going to love me. So provided my laptop hasn't actually melted, I will pop that image up on the screen for you now. So I think that's it for this week, folks, from this video. The light is very much against me now, and despite what it looks like on the camera screen, it's actually gotten quite dark here now. So I'm just wandering up to the woods. There's those lights up there behind me from Rogue Theatre, so I know that I'm quite close to the car park again now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I do tend to find that when I post these kinds of photos on Instagram or Facebook, the posts aren't very popular, well, not for me anyway. But I think that's because people tend to associate me with the bigger landscapes and seascape images, the sunsets and beaches and that kind of thing, rather than the more intimate woodland photography. But I hope you've got something out of this video. I hope you've enjoyed the images. Certainly the fern images that I've taken, I'm very, very happy with, and I hope that that you like those. But you know, when you're out in the woods next time, maybe have a go at capturing something like that yourself. You know, look for the smaller details. It doesn't always have to be about the bigger image. You don't need any fancy equipment either for it, really. I mean, your mobile phone is very, very capable these days of taking those kinds of images. The lens that I'm using is my normal 24-105. It does have a macro setting on it, but I don't find that I'm using that macro end of it very often. So you know, and as I proved the other week, if you look back on my Facebook posts, you will find that I posted a series of images the other week from Tehidy Woods where I actually used nothing but my mobile phone. So your mobile phone is very capable of capturing those kinds of smaller details. So why don't you have a go at that? There is a link in the description down below to my Facebook group. You're very welcome to join that and share your images of Cornwall with us. Jump on there, see what you think. You know, lots of really good photographers on there sharing their images. So I think that's all from me for now. I can't see anything else here that's really getting my attention. And as I said, the light really has gone now. So I think I'm going to head for home and have a look at the images I've captured so far. But please do like and subscribe to the video and to the channel. It really does help me to grow. And I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos and listen to the ramblings of a madman. So until I see you again, take care.